right, guys, welcome. It is Wednesday, January 27th, I think. And we're going to do our Instagram training tonight. Very exciting. I have a PowerPoint prepared for everyone, which is in our team Google Docs and also on our files. So you guys will have access to that or have access to that. Just real quick, some notes. So we have a Crock-Pot free Sunday Crock-Pot Clean Eating Challenge starting on Monday. It's free, like totally free. People can do a 7-day Shakeology Jumpstart if they want with it, because they would just pick any meal they want throughout the day, probably not the Crock-Pot dinner meal, but any lunch or breakfast that they want, and replace it with a Shakeology. So if you have people that are interested in a Jumpstart, that's a really great meal plan to kind of integrate with it. I know I went over this a little bit on the team page, but just make sure that the people that you're adding don't already have a coach, or you're their coach, or they aren't already a coach. I don't want people in there that are trying to take your customers, because that has happened. I also don't want you to get in trouble for adding someone who already has a coach and the coach be like, they were trying to take my customer by putting them in this group. So the best thing to do is to have them fill out the free customer form. Also in our team Google Docs under my website. It takes about 5 seconds, literally. They enter their name and email, and it gives them access to tons of recipes. They can track their progress. That's kind of how I always pitch it to them, because that's the truth. Like, hey, you want access to all this stuff for free? It takes 5 minutes, just fill it out. And that way I know that I'm their coach and that they didn't have another coach. And the added bonus is if they randomly buy something and they don't talk to me, it gets assigned to me. And then the week after that, we have our paid group starting. It's going to be Rev Up Your Resolution, which was our name last February, and I loved it, so I'm keeping it, because too bad. And so anyone that buys Shakeology or program or both is welcome in that group, or anyone that's bought a program from you in the past. Anyone doing Beachbody anything, I don't care if it was a $5 Christmas program, is welcome in that group. And it kind of it's supposed to be like a segue. So we start the month with a free group. You have a list of people that you said yes to the free group that you can then talk to about inviting to our paid group. And then the following week we'll do our intro to coaching, and maybe you can talk to some of those challengers about the coaching. So it's like a progression. There's a method to my madness, and we do that every single month. So I hope that the calendar makes sense, kind of the way that we do things. All right. So are there any questions on that before I start the training? Does that make sense to people? Okay, cool. All righty. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Where the heck is my PowerPoint? Why is it not letting me? I don't want to share my mail. What is going on? Hold on. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, great. Cool. So, welcome to our new Instagram training. I'm going to start this off by telling you that I did not. If everyone can mute themselves, that'd be good. If you're not muted. Brainwashing. Who's getting brainwashed? Who is that? Oh, I just unmuted Bruce. Hold on.
Until we find some common ground. Do you agree? There is no middle ground as far as
Who is that?
you and I.
Okay, there we go. Got it. Okay, cool. All right. So I did not have Instagram before I became a coach. I did not know what Instagram was. I knew it was a place people posted pictures. Okay, that is not really important right now. But I had no idea what I was doing. And so I'm a really busy person, as are most of you. And so I've developed this training for really busy people, because Instagram is a really, 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 really big place. And you can get overwhelmed by the amount of people that are on Instagram, as well as, the amount of activity going on there. So I know in our group I shared some how-to videos on Instagram. I'm not going to go over how to set up a profile today or how to send someone a message, but there is that information on the event page if you want to walk through step by step if you don't have Instagram yet. So what is Instagram? Instagram is an online mobile photo sharing, video sharing, and social networking service that enables its users to take pictures and videos and share them on a variety of social media networking platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Flickr. So those of you that have Instagram know that when you post something, it gives you options to post it elsewhere. And now there's like one with a B on there. I don't actually know what that platform is, but it allows you to post it to any of these different platforms. You can, do one post and push it to a bunch of different places, which is really great for those people that are time crunched. The pictures have to fit in a certain square, and you can crop the picture as you want when you go to upload it. And the videos posted are always 15 seconds or less, so you can't like post a really long video on there, but workout snippets are a good thing to post for sure. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to search on Instagram. So what I do personally is I search some hashtags that relate to me. None of these happen to relate to me. I'm not a Florida mom, not a boy mom, I'm not a bride-to-be, but I just was like trying to pull some together. Do not search like too many fitness hashtags, because you're going to end up with a bunch of rap people, a bunch of Beachbody coaches, a bunch of Herbalife people, and that's not really conducive to growing your business. You can search like I use Stop, Drop, and Chug a lot, which is a water hashtag. It's for like drinking your water, and a lot of people that a part of that are like on a getting fit journey, but not necessarily associated with an MLM yet. But if you search like fit girl, fit mom, you're going to get a lot of MLM stuff. So you kind of want to find like a good balance between people that are interested in fitness, but aren't already associated with an MLM. So by these hashtags, I add 10 to 20 people a day, and I comment on their pictures once. Like, I just want to let them know that in case they don't pay attention to like who follows them, I just want to let them know that like, hey, I followed you, and I'm commenting on their picture. And don't write comments like cool or wow. Like, no one pays attention to those. I was just talking to Maura before the call about this. Also, liking a picture is fine, but like, for me, I know I get like 120 likes on a picture and like 3 comments. I'm going to pay way more attention to those 3 comments than I am those 120 likes. So that's the first thing. That's how you kind of start to grow your base, by following 10 to 20 people a day, leaving one comment and sort of letting it be, seeing if they follow you back. And we'll talk about that in just 1 minute. You also want to comment back to anyone that comments to you. So if someone comments on your picture, be sure to respond to them. To sort of try to talk to them. Be a product of the product. So you want to do lots of transformation and experience pictures. Not every picture should be like, join my team, here's the link. No. I'm working out, I'm eating this. This is what coaching has done for me. And that's a big one. I know we've been talking about this a lot in the group. I sort of had an aha moment at the New Leader Conference last week, because there's a lot of talk about how we post so much about our fitness and nutrition, which is great if you're trying to like grow challengers. But for those of you who are trying to grow a team, and I know that's not everyone's goal, but if you are trying to grow a team, you want to post a little bit more about coaching. And even if you haven't made $1 bazillion yet, or any money for that matter, you can talk about the discount you get, or the camaraderie of having a team and working with a bunch of women and men that you really enjoy. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're posting. Then back to people following you back, you want to download an app called Followers. Literally just called Followers. And as you follow people, it'll tell you who hasn't followed you back. And you can go in and actually unfollow those people. So I usually give them like 48 hours, and then I go in and I unfollow people. The Followers app only allows you to unfollow 20 people at a time, I believe. So just keep that in mind. But I go back in and I unfollow them if they don't follow me back within 48 hours, because I feel like it's going to be very hard to grow a relationship with someone who doesn't have any desire to get to know you. You also sort of want to keep your numbers even. You don't want to be like following 3,000 people and you only have 100 followers. That looks like a little weird on paper, and this sort of makes it easy to keep track of that. The next app you want to download is called Tags for Likes, and it gives you the hashtags for like any category, as well as just like the most popular hashtags. This is something that I literally use for every single picture. It just makes my life 100 times easier. You literally just like download the app and you can go to the category and you hit copy tags and you just paste them into your picture. You want to post the picture, and you can put like a couple tags in the picture, maybe very specific tags, but your like big chunk of tags should be in the first comment so it doesn't clutter the picture and make it look really weird. Or if you pushed it to Facebook, like we talked about earlier, how it lets you connect, you don't like push all those tags to Facebook because that also looks weird and isn't super aesthetically pleasing. And in the Tags for Likes app, a couple of the tags in each of the categories will be like hashtag tagsforlike.com. I just back that one out and just put something that I want to put in that spot. I don't usually use those unless I'm in like a super hurry and I'm not paying attention. So the other thing you want to do is when you create your profile, you want to make it interesting. So you've got like 4 or 5 lines. You want to use emoticons, talk about yourself, leave contact info, website, and email, something like that. Doesn't all have to be fitness related. I have stuff about like sharing my journey and whatever. And that's my dog, sorry. So I hope that makes some sense too. And we can talk about that if you're not sure what to put there. But whenever we talk about like, pick 3 to 5 things about yourself, this is where you're going to want to like utilize those 3 to 5 things. You want to kind of make those 3 to 5 things known in your profile. And if you don't know what 3 to 5 things to write down, shoot me a ping and we can talk about what you think like is most focused on you. Okay. I apparently am a mind reader, so pick 3 to 5 things, and those that you should feature on your Instagram. So not only in your profile, but not everything needs to be health and fitness related. So for me, I pick working out. I talk a lot about my intermittent fasting and then my dogs. That's pretty much it. Sometimes like about being a wife, my husband, a little bit about that, but I'm not like all over the place. I'm not like reviewing makeup 1 second and like, talking about like which printer I like the next second. I don't know. So like try to sort of stay focused so your audience knows what to come to your page for. This is like my kind of, I would say almost my number one. So look at your content. This isn't Amazon.com. People are not coming to Instagram to go shopping. They're coming to Instagram to get to know you. They want to know what you're up to. They want to know what you're doing to lose weight. They want to know, about, for me, like who's your next foster dog? What's Fenway doing today? I mean, everyone knows that stuff about me. And that's why they're coming to my page. It's all about developing this relationship. The same goes for Facebook. Any social media outlet, like you should not be posting your link every 5 seconds to buy this, buy that. It should be about sharing your story. Videos are great. If you like, follow like a skincare routine, like whatever you do, like post about it and make it about you. Don't make it about someone else. And the last tip I have, and I did this in the very beginning, is if you go to smfollowers.com, and like I said, these slides are on our team page, you can buy 1,000 followers. They're not quality. I don't even know. They're probably like someone set up some random accounts, but it gives you some clout. I feel like a lot of them have dropped off because like Instagram has canceled their fake accounts or whatever. For me, but in the beginning when I didn't have Instagram and like literally guys, I didn't even have a profile, It was really helpful for me to just like people to see, oh, she has 1,000 followers. I paid $10 for 1,000 followers, and it was worth it to me. Like I said, it's not going to help you sell anything. It's not going to help you get to know people. These are not probably even real people, but it's going to give you a little bit of clout and sort of make it a little bit easier for people to think that you like, it's the whole fake it till you make it, right? To think that you like are super important. Cause I was like, I don't have any friends on Instagram, so I'll buy some. All right. So we have a profile. We are searching for people. We are adding people to our network. We are unfollowing people that don't want to be added to our network, and we are moving on. So this is the most important thing, and this is where I think a lot of us get stuck, right? Like we're sharing our story, we're doing our personal development, our third vital behavior. We got to talk to people. We got to invite people. So this is what not to do. And I'm sure you guys have all had this done to you or seen someone post about having it done to them. Okay, love your profile. Let's connect on Facebook. Link is in my profile. No, that is some like canned something that someone's assistant or something put on there. I cannot imagine that that's what helps them move their business forward. But I'm telling you, just don't do that. You're going to actually get to know these people, and that's how I built my business. So every single Monday, I write down names. I wrote here 10 people, but if you're like really going for it and you're trying to really recruit this month, you can do 20 or 30 or whatever you want. 10 people that you follow and that follow you back that you think would make good team members or good challengers or whatever you're looking to grow your business in. And that week, I put my list in Google Notes. It's like this little yellow application on my phone. I put my list of 10 to 20 to 30, however you're feeling. And these are people that, like I said, I've been following them. They've been following me. We haven't necessarily interacted much, but when I look at their profile, I think, this person would make a great challenger, or this person would make a great coach. I personally mostly use Instagram to recruit coaches. And that's a little bit of a comfort thing for me because I feel like I can approach someone and say, hey, you're already doing the work. You're just not getting paid for it. Have you ever thought about like taking this little hobby on Instagram and, turning it into a side business? That's easy for me. I struggle more with the conversation of, hey, I see you're on a weight loss journey and maybe it's not really working for you, want to join my challenge group. I know that people have different feelings on that and they have an easier time recruiting challengers. Personally, for me, I have an easier time growing my team from Instagram. So that's what I do, but you can pick whatever you want. So what you're going to do is take this list of 10 and every single day, you're going to comment on their picture and not, like I said, not cool, not rad, not neat, genuine comments on these people's picture because you pick them for a reason. You wanted to get to know them. You want to see their story. You think they would make a great team member. This is not like a random, like point your finger on the board and be like, oh, maybe this person would be good on my team. No, like you've looked at this person's profile. You think they'd be great. So start talking to them. So that's what I do. I comment every single day. So I'm taking those 10 people. That's like my laser focus list for the week. On top of that, I'm adding 10 people, 10 to 20 people. I'm following 10 to 20 people a day, and I'm leaving one comment. I'm not commenting on them for the week. I'm not keeping track of them anywhere. I'm just adding them and leaving one comment as I add them. So you have these 10 people that you've been laser focused on for the whole week. You've been getting to know them, and say at the end of the week, you feel like you have they've been commenting back, and like 8 of them, you feel like you have a good relationship with them and you've been chatting, send them a direct message. If you go to your home screen, the direct message is like this little mailbox envelope looking thing in the top right corner. And like I said, there's some basic Instagram training on our event if you need a step-by-step. And the good thing is direct message used to be super awkward. It's getting less awkward. So that's good. Used to have to like send a picture, which I felt like was a little weird. You don't anymore. But just send that message and be like, hey, we've been chatting all week. Like, You can invite them to an intro to coaching group, but like genuine like comments to them like, hey, like I think you'd be really great at this. And I always say to people, me personally, I always say no wraps, no pills, no crash diets, because people get spammed a lot with those kind of things. And I want to be clear that that's not what I'm trying to get them on board with. So send them a message. If you're uncomfortable with the direct invitation to the team, and you don't feel like you've built up enough of a relationship throughout the week, invite them to a free group, right? We have free groups like once a month, or, you know, do your own free group, or whatever you want, you know, invite them to something, but start talking to them one-on-one. Start chatting with them, start interacting with them as friends. So here's some more ideas for conversation starters. So compliment, comment, question. This is like a pretty basic. I've heard it from a bunch of different coaches. I use it too. So, you know, compliment them. You started following them for a reason. What do you like about them? Comment on it, and then ask them a question like, have you ever considered this? How long have you been into XYZ? Would you rather blank or blank? Have you tried this in the past? What's your best advice? And definitely use their name. Like sometimes they don't give their name on Instagram. Like if you look at their profile, there's no name.
Oh, baby.
Fine. But if there is a name, definitely try to use it.
No.
Because if you don't and you just are like, hey, hun, to everyone, they're just going to think you're spammy. And I've actually had people say that to me like, oh my God, you're the first person to use my name and you actually spelled it right. So that bodes really, really, really well for you. And it makes it seem more genuine, which it is. Like you are genuinely reaching out to these people to connect with them. All right. Moving on. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. What to post. So I find the best times to post are Monday to Thursday between 9 and 9. Sunday nights are pretty good too, but like Friday and Saturday are pretty quiet. And here's some ideas if you're like, I have no idea what to post today. And I still need to do my Woman Crush Wednesday because I know we talked about that in our group today. So stay tuned for who mine is going to be. I can't speak. And then because Instagram is totally picture based, here's some ideas for great pictures. I am not good at pictures. So I've been working really hard to get better. And I actually just bought a new phone in hopes that the camera is better too. So, and I've really found that like the picture makes a huge difference. Like I did a post about my 7-day jumpstart and I usually get like 5 likes and I got like 30 because I was wearing a big Shakeology box as like an outfit in the post. So I think that makes a huge difference. Instagram allows you for some editing. Pick Tap Go is a really good one to just kind of brighten up your pictures if they're dark. Rana Designs is what I use to put my text on it. You can flip the photos. I use that a lot. That's called Photo Flipper. Like I said, all this is you can take notes on this, but it's in our team documents if you need it. Okay. All right. So as usual, I'm going to give you guys a takeaway, something to do. So what topics are you interested in? What do you want to know more about? What's going on in your life that you want to connect with people? So these are some of the hashtags you're going to be searching for. These are some of the people you're going to be looking to connect with. Where you're going to find these people? You're going to connect with them. You know, this training's about Instagram, but maybe more Facebook groups is what you're looking for. And then I want you to start talking to them, like actually talking to these people going forward. But I think the most important thing is to really think about these questions and also the 3 to 5 topics about yourself and try to start connecting with people that are like-minded and that you think that you might want to work with or help along their journey. So with that, I am going to stop my share. And I will open it up to questions. There we go. Okay. I will open it up to questions. So does anyone have any questions on that? I hope it made sense.
I had like 7.
Okay.
To start off, in the very beginning, you had talked about the like how many should you follow versus, don't have like 4 followers, be following 7,000. What do you think is really the good ratio? So like I had like 300 to 200. Like it's not great yet. I'm always trying to figure out, should I be like slowing down on liking new people as I'm trying to get 4 people to follow me? Does that make sense?
So you follow 300 and only 200 follow you, or the other way around?
Yeah, like I'm following 300, but I've got about 250 followers or something like that. It's not huge, but it's definitely more me than them following right now.
So I would go through and like unfollow people that aren't following you back. I would use that followers app. I would say like
I got that.
you want to be following, you want more followers than you're following.
Okay. I've been hemming and hawing about the spending $10 just for a little clout. So
yeah, I did it. I don't regret it at all. Like I said, I have a feeling they've all like disappeared at this point. I don't know. I didn't track it, But as someone that didn't even have Instagram and didn't know how to use it, it made sense for me personally. But I understand some people don't like it, and that's okay too.
Speaking of that followers app, I was on my phone while you were going over that, but there are a couple different ones. What does the icon look like that you use?
Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's like, it's really, okay, that didn't help. It's like a red, a yellow, a green, and a blue stripe. And it literally is just called followers.
Okay.
I don't know why this isn't, it's too reflective, I think. But let me know if you can't find it.
I'm searching again for it, so.
Okay. That's what it looks like on Android anyway. Who knows? I just got an iPhone, guys. I'm like not even opening the box yet. I'm like really scared. Anything else? Katie, did you have something else?
So I did download the followers up a couple of weeks ago. If you buy potential followers, how does that affect the who's not following you? Like, am I suddenly going to have 1,000?
No, you're gonna have 1,000 more people following you than you aren't following.
No, I'm saying, I guess I guess it doesn't matter. That would be in the section of they're not following, or you're not following them. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't touch that section. You people follow me all day. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Quiet.
I have a question.
Yeah. Hi.
Thank you for having me on your call tonight first.
You're welcome.
But second, you talked a little bit about tags for likes. I don't use that. Can you, so I went ahead and downloaded it and I opened it. Do you make your own like list, or do you actually use like the popular, the nature, the different categories to provide those hashtags for you?
I use the list. I'm lazy. If you go into sports, I think there's a health and fitness one. Cool. And I use that on most of my stuff.
Okay, cool.
And then there's like 2 in there that are like tagsforlikes.com and TFL or something. I just back those out and I put something like specific to the picture that I posted. Like if it's a hammer and chisel picture or like whatever it is. I use the food one a lot. Like I do really well with it. I know that people like to use really specific stuff, but I feel like even if you just take a few out and put your specific stuff in, it's important to like use the big ones too.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to try it out tomorrow. And then Jamie, I sent you a message with the Followers Plus app so you could see what it looked like. You're on mute, but I think you got it.
I use followers, not Followers Plus, but you can use either.
I'll have to check out Followers. I use the Followers Plus, and it does a lot of the same things that you had talked about. So I think they're pretty similar.
Yeah. I used to use Followers Plus, but it started being wonky on me, and I was like, oh, forget it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then another question, since everyone else is being kind of quiet, can I get a copy of your slides?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to
Okay.
you when we're done.
Cool. It was really good. I liked all the information, so thanks for sharing all that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to mute myself now so someone else can talk.
It looks like Bruce is like really intently looking at some. I don't know what he's doing. You okay over there, Bruce? You're on mute.
I was downloading the apps,
Okay. I'm like, you look like you're really intense in
and
some.
then I forgot my password and things like that.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything? Was that helpful? I know it's like a lot of information, but for me that doesn't have a lot of time, there's like so many people on Instagram, and to just be able to concentrate on 10 to 20 a week makes it, I literally don't even go through my Instagram feed, guys. I don't go through it. I don't tap on things. I don't honestly, if I want to support you guys, it's better for me to comment on a Facebook post than an Instagram post, because it helps pop your news feed up for Facebook, but it doesn't do that for Instagram. So and I can never remember Instagram names if we're being honest, because not all of them are your real names. So for me, I just don't go through my feed the way I go through my feed in Facebook and look for your posts, because I don't have time. This Instagram work takes me 12 minutes, and that's not an exaggeration. And I probably gain, I don't know, 2 to 3 coaches a month from it, which is a lot. That's a lot of coaches. And I'm reaching out to 50 to 80 people a month, depending on if I do 10 or 20 people a week. And I've met some really amazing people, some of whom are on this call that I met on Instagram and are lovely and wonderful and great members of the team. And I genuinely felt like they would make good coaches, and I was correct. So I think that, it definitely can be utilized. And if you're like, I would say I had a medium warm market. So a cold warm market is it lasts 0 to 1 month. A medium warm market lasts 2 to 3 months. And if you have a really hot warm market, maybe you get 4 to 5 months out of it. But really no one gets more than 6 months out of their warm market, which is why you've got to be expanding either on Facebook or on Instagram. And on Facebook, I feel like you're expanding almost in your warm market, because usually adding people that your friends know, or you're adding people from groups or whatever. But on Instagram, it's cold market. And I was talking to Maura before this call, and I was like, so what happens if someone says no? Nothing. I mean, you weren't friends with them before. They don't want to be friends with you now. Well, they're lost, right? But what if they say yes and you change their life? Right? That's way more impactful than the slight negative, which is they say no and they unfollow you, which is not really negative at all, because if you never asked, the answer would have been no anyway. Right? Does that make sense? Or are you guys asleep?
No, that makes sense.
Okay. Thanks, Bruce.
I'm still trying to work in here.
Bruce is on the same page with all of us.
I have another question. Oh, somebody else is speaking. I'll let them go first.
No, it's okay. I guess this is Natasha. I guess mine is completely uneven, because I guess I didn't understand Instagram. So I have a bajillion people I'm following, and then I have 2,600 followers. So is there a way to just super mass unfollow people?
So I haven't found a way, but Followers, the app that I use, lets you unfollow 20 people an hour, which I know is annoying to go in every, but that's the best way I've been able to figure out. If anyone else knows a better way to do it, please share, but I don't.
Okay, I'm just, because I think it's either I'm thinking of different ways. Either I backtrack through all those people and just go through them.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Or just unfollow them and just start all over.
Yeah, I would use your followers app, and once you download it, it'll tell you how many people you're following that aren't following you back. and just slowly work through that list. That happened to me too. I didn't understand it in the beginning either, and it was a pain in the tush, but like, don't do it on Instagram. It's going to be way too complicated to do it on Instagram.
Yeah, like I have the followers app, so I've been trying to do some at a time. So it's just kind of like
How many people are you following that aren't following you back?
like a lot. It's like, because I just like started following people because I had no idea, and I've avoided getting Instagram for like literally years until I said, oh, I'll get it, and then I don't know, it's just like accumulation since March really of all these people, and I'm just like, I just want them off so I can kind of balance it out, or I just buy a ton of followers and it becomes balanced.
No, don't do that. I honestly would just work through your list, like maybe download like 2 unfollowing apps and open them up really quick. It takes, I mean, if you have followers, you know, it takes like 3 seconds to unfollow people. So it's not difficult. You're just going to have to like keep at it maybe. So what's the number? I know you keep saying a lot, but
It's like, several thousand. Like, it's bad.
So maybe Google, Google will tell you how to do it.
Okay. Well, sure.
I haven't been able to figure it out. That's impressive that you already have several thousand followers though since last March. That's great.
Yeah, I had someone like, I used someone to like work in my account, but like, that was just an expensive adventure. But that's how I did meet a couple of folks. So I will say it wasn't a complete, just a complete waste of money. But I'm trying to do a lot more work, but I think I'll probably do your 10 to 20 people, because I think with my life, that's so much easier than trying to scroll.
Don't do it. I mean, if you guys have all day, scroll to your little heart's content. But your productive work, what's going to get you moving forward in your business is talking to people. And if you can stay focused, like I literally have, I pick up my phone and I look at, Cindy can unfollow up to 50 at a time, she said. Can you guys see that? No, it's really glowy. But I'm looking at my list, and I literally just copy and paste. My list says this week's contacts, and I copy and paste these people in, and I talk to them. And these are people that are posting every day. They've got to have at least 1 new post a day, or I'm not going to be looking to recruit them, because I want people that are posting every day. I want people that are already doing the work. That's the purpose of me talking to them.
Right. Okay. Do you know much about Crowdfire, or?
I don't know anything about. Is that an app?
Yeah, it's a new app. Jen posted about it in
Ficator.
Yeah, in the Ficator, maybe the social media page. So I downloaded. It seems like it's like followers app, but then I feel like it does some other stuff that I probably just can't figure out. So
I know what you're talking about. I saw that and I was like, oh, I'll come back to that, and then I didn't. So I need to do some training on that too.
Okay.
Maybe you can figure it out and train all of us.
Yes, I will try.
Yeah, and it's very similar to Followers Plus. I use it. That was the app that I was saying you can unfollow up to 50 at a time. So the person who's got a lot of followers are trying to get rid of, you might want to use Crowdfire, if nothing else, just to unfollow faster.
Okay, I will try that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. Cindy, is it 50 an hour?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, you can do more than that, but you got to be careful. They recommend 50, but it'll let you do 60, 65, but be careful because you don't want your account to get shut down. So I wouldn't push your luck much farther than that.
Oh, true. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Hello.
Who was that?
Me.
Oh.
Okay, so do you do cold invites on your Instagram?
I don't think they're cold.
Okay, because I saw that Elite Power Hour thing, and they're doing the building and the cold invites, and that's what I'm getting tripped up on.
I don't. So if you consider talking to someone for a week and then inviting them cold, then yeah, I do that. But I don't just like randomly spam 100 people that I've never commented on anything on before. No.
Okay.
I don't feel like that's a great way to, I mean, for me, like, my goal, right, like, I take a lot of pride in what Beachbody does. And I've had many other people tell me that, like, we are the least, as a whole, like, the least spammy, least obnoxious, least salesy MLM out there. And I take pride in that. Like, when people have in their profile, like, no wraps or whatever, I'm like, those rap people did that to themselves, right? Because they spam people. Like, we don't want to do that. So I don't know, like, some people consider it cold if it's someone in your cold market. I don't know if that's what they mean, or they're just randomly messaging people.
That's what it feels like to me. It doesn't make sense. I don't want to like start sending out spammy messages and then make a bad rep for myself, you know?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that. I don't know if anyone else does that and has had success. I can't imagine you'd be super successful if you've never spoken to anyone. They don't even know who you are. You've never commented on a single picture. Now, you could message someone that you've never commented on a single picture and just start chatting with them, like a hey girl message. But I wouldn't just start out by inviting them. And we say that on Facebook too. I don't know, Cindy, how you feel about that, but I don't know.
I'm with you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, a totally cold message should be like, hey, how are you? You know, it shouldn't be like, hey, want to be a Beachbody coach? It'd be so fun. Yay. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah. That help?
Yeah. Like the messages I sent this morning, they weren't cold. It's people I've been interacting with. It was they liked my post or something yesterday. So I just kind of shot them a, hey, you know, just wanted to give you props on, you know, your journey, something like that. And just kind of did, like, I invited them that way. Of course, I got no responses.
That's okay. Don't worry about that.
That's right. Go for no, right?
Go for no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about, no. Okay, Katie. Yeah, Katie. Woo! Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. But if you're doing it right, like eventually someone is going to, I wouldn't worry. But I personally wouldn't do just a flat cold invite, and I don't do that. That's not, doesn't really work. It doesn't work for me, but maybe it works for some people. So.
Oh, and I have another question, but I don't know if it's going to make sense the way I'm going to say it. So you work your 10 to 20 people. When you get onto Instagram, are those the people that you're liking and commenting on throughout, you know, that 10 to 12 minutes that you're on Instagram?
Yeah. Yeah. So my list of 10 people, I'm leaving comments on each of their posts every single day for a week. And then Sunday, I'm messaging everyone. Even if I don't think I'm ready to invite them, I'm still sending them a message to open up a conversation. And then Monday, I've got a whole new list of 10 to 20 people, and I'm continuing my messages with the people from last week, but I'm not commenting on their pictures anymore because I don't have time. Like, now I've got them in Messenger. Like, it's a you know, it's a phase of talking to people. Because I can't, if I did that, I would be like commenting on a, you know, I don't know, 1,000 people every day.
Yeah.
Kept the list going.
That's the problem I've been running into. Like, I'm not cycling people out after they haven't responded or something like that. So my growing list is like 50 some people, and I'm on Instagram for an hour.
Yeah, and like, so eventually I try to get them in email or on Facebook, and then I can keep like a better track of them. And actually what I'm doing now, which I did a horrible job keeping track of them, and I spent like all last night putting this together, was because I'm doing like my first internship February 1st, I'm putting a list together of everyone I've ever emailed about coaching and basically inviting them to join my internship on Monday. But now that I took the time to put that list together, I now have a good email base. So, So yeah, so if you can kind of move them off Instagram, I just find Instagram really hard to track because of the way. So if you can move them off of Instagram, you'll be a lot better off. And that's a big discussion, like on some of our leaderboards. People can't really seem to agree or decide on the best way to track. So you just have not that that's a bad thing, but you just have to find what works best for you. Anything else?
So I have a quick question. You had mentioned that for you, you put all of your hashtags on a comment. And what is the clickability on, like if I search hashtag big girls gone fit, whatever. I
like that one.
Don't do stuff that because some of them are really crazy. But if you hashtag like that, if you search something, are you going to see people's comments popping up? Are you only going to see it attached to their photo? Because I find that if I get more comments or I get more likes or interactions with my photos if the hashtag is in the photo rather than in the comment.
I don't find that it affects me.
Okay.
And
you're getting cold likes from other people?
Am I still?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I get like over 100 likes on every single picture I post. And I put like maybe one hashtag in the picture.
Okay. Okay.
I just think it makes it look sloppy. And it's
No, I totally understand that. And that's where I was battling it because the couple of times where I did it just in the conversation, it was like crickets. But then if I did it a very similar post in the actual picture, I was getting more random people liking my page. Granted,
okay, I have an idea. Want to run an experiment for me?
Sure.
Okay, post the same picture with the hashtags in the post, and then like a second later, post the same picture with the hashtag in the comments and see what you get.
Okay. Will do.
But don't do it like different times a day. They need to be back to back.
Do them within like 10 seconds of each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious because I haven't seen that, but maybe I'm missing something.
Okay. That's all.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious what you come up with. Anything else? No? You guys good? Okay. All right. This recording, and Cindy, I'll get you the recording and the slides when we're done. I'll get this on YouTube. It will be in our Google Docs, under our team calls, in our Excel sheet there. I hope you guys are using those and bookmarking them because there's like liquid gold in there. Like my brain is in there. So last chance. Anyone? Good? Okay. All right, guys. So I will talk to you all soon. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.